Our valedictorian this year is Werstuck. Chosen by our students and staff for his level of community service and his standing as an honor student. This student reflects the goals and values of this graduating class. Werstuck.
Don't worry, everybody. I have my volunteer hours right here. It's okay. I can speak now. Just calm down. Breathe. Breathe. Good evening to all of you. You'll notice that I said evening. That's because today we are in the overly used metaphorical evening of our high school careers. And whether you are a patient parent, a tactful teacher, or a righteous relative, you will be pleased to know that this batch of Ancaster Royals has turned out splendid. You are all very valued visitors, and thanks for giving our graduating class the support it deserves. Before I get into the thick of it, I would like to say what an honor it is to represent you guys, my friends and classmates, on such a glorious occasion. It is an extremely daunting task which I've undertaken, speaking in front of my peers, and I would be a little bit nervous, but I take comfort in the fact that at this moment, probably about half of you are playing on your iPods. I appreciate it. I wanted to represent every little amazing bit about every single amazing person at the school in my speech. And I asked around to find out what you guys were good at and how you wanted to be remembered. Right away, I set to work composing odes to such talents as hacky sack euchre, drinking stuff fast and lots more, don't forget haikus, and jogging. It could be yogging, it might be a soft J. I hear it's wild. Once I finished my 3,000-word essay on not being orange, I came to realize just how talented our student population is, and how much diversity we have. Not the old wooden ship, diversity. Like, every single grade 12 student is the best at something, and as a school, we're the best at like 200 different things. And I'm lucky enough to say that I know all of these champions. You, and you, and you, and Evan Bond, who peer pressured me into mentioning him in my speech. At one time or another, I have talked to just about every one of you, and looking down on this audience, I see my friends, not as lone faces dispersed throughout the crowd in alphabetical order, but as a sea of familiar smiles in Mr. Cellini's very interesting zigzag seating plan. This happened because high school is pretty great. It is a rite of passage, a trial which we have all experienced together, and it is our first chance to sink or swim of our own accord. Although some of us splashed around a little at first, we all got it. Do we really appreciate it enough? Will we remember it? Well, this building has done so much for us, and right now I'm remembering it. So by extension, you will all be forced to. What great experiences have we had so far? Let's see. How about something as simple as eating in the calf? Sure, there was no epic food fights, but it was a bustling social center, the likes of which we have never seen before. And they had those big cookies, and we were one of the last grades to experience the delicious calf donuts before they were forced into extinction by the government. Spring Carnival is another awesome thing. We just got to go outside once a year and run through the jump and bounce until we were kicked off. Remember the coffee houses, the buyouts, the successful sports teams? These were all bolstered by our massive royal spirit. One thing I'm going to miss is the clubs, as Mr. Smith mentioned. Eco Ninjas and Invisible Children for myself, but there are many other great ones like Positive Space, Video Club, or the school band. And these things helped us feel accepted and valued as supporters of a cause. The dances, and especially prom and the after party, were all fun and very well planned. And so was this grad. I know we're all going to miss the very good-looking valedictorians. And probably the greatest event in the history of the world is Grade 9 weekend, and that's fairly unique to our school. It was an absolute blast, both in grade 9 and in grade 12. And any teachers who spot a tallish looking suspicious grade 9 named Conair Werstuck next year, just ignore him. Don't think about it. And not only did we have fun with these events, but we were inspired too. Teachers such as Miss Fletcher, who brought us the first year of the unprecedented but incredibly successful Positive Space Club, and Mr. Smith, who gave up his most prized possession, his hair, in a fundraiser for cancer research, really showed us how you have to work hard and stand up for what you believe in. One thing I noticed was how fast it all went by. When we were in grade 9, the grade 12 seemed much bigger than we do now. And now I know that that is called the theory of relativity. Thank you, Mr. Crowley. But high school isn't just fun and games. There's some hard parts as well. Some arguments between friends, the lack of choreographed dancing, which the media had promised me. The worst were the big three: stress, cliques, and formal essays in English class. But right now, we're going to reverse at least two of those by having a massive mental group hug. Ready? Is everybody ready? 1, 2, 3, go! Aww. That was nice. I've never graduated before, but I bet we're all going to miss a lot of people, and even some people who you wouldn't think of missing. Wait, what if you're mad at someone right now, and then in 2012 the world ends because of that whole thing, and you never get to talk to them again? All because they're wearing the same grad cap as you. Please say goodbye to everybody right now, and you will appreciate it later. We will all be related by the memories we have here for life. And think of all the things we were here for. You can say, I remember at Ancaster High when Barack Obama was elected as the first black president of the United States of America. Or I was there when Alex Bilodeau won Canada's first gold medal on home soil, when Sidney Crosby scored the golden goal, and when Canada walked away from the Winter Olympics with more gold medals than any country ever. I was at Ancaster High when angsty vampires were hot. And when Avatar came out. And I was there for Facebook, the recession, the iPad, and Michael Jackson's untimely death. I was at Ancaster High when Matt Duchene was drafted 3rd overall by the Colorado Avalanche, and continued his illustrious career to become the greatest hockey player of all time.
Holy smoke!
Won't it be cool to tell your kids these amazing things? They won't believe it. And next year, we get to use all of these experiences and all that they have taught us in an entirely new medium. A scary new medium. I know I'm going to find it weird wearing my pants at waist height next year. And we won't be able to relate to timeless high school characters like the ones from Greece. Summer lovin', had me a oh, sorry, I have to get back to co-op, which I have all summer, every summer, for the next 5 years. We will be expected to be on time and do our work of our own accord, and we're all worried about how hard it will be, and how our relationships back home will hold up, and money, and a whole bunch of things. But everybody think back to grades 7 and 8 for a second. The worries of the average 13-year-old, or at least me, were Pokemon cards and cooties. It might have been Yu-Gi-Oh cards, actually. But in high school, we had to forget about these trivialities because us guys had new problems, called girls. And with these girls came relationships, and once again raised the issue of cooties. But next year, in university, college, or the workplace, we'll have new problems that make our problems now look like Yu-Gi-Oh cards. And 5 years from then, our problems will need to be expressed in scientific notation. But we'll make it. We always have. These little problems are a part of life, and you can't take away the bad, because then the good wouldn't be so amazing. When Ancaster High students get worried, we stop being worried and be awesome instead. True story.